What is going on, my Super Sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today we're talking about Dragon Ball Super Hit versus Goku. I know, it's kind of weird. Danny, why Hit versus Goku? That was like so 2 months ago.
It seems like what happens in the manga is fairly different.
Slightly different. Yeah. So the manga just came out yesterday. If you want to look it up yourself, I can't link it like always, but if I say, hey, you can look it up, you can look it up. Trust me, folks, the internet is your best friend. Now, for some reason, and I think my theory for why he did this, Toyotarou decided to do a completely different alternate ending to the Goku versus Hit story. Overall, the Universe 6 arc has a very different ending. I mean, it has the same ending, but the fight was completely different, probably to keep it fresh. I mean, we know once the manga got behind the anime, it kind of fell apart in terms of popularity. So everybody just kind of started watching the anime, and the manga just kind of was just there. So whatever reason he decided to change it, he changed it, but it's very different. And what we're going to do today in this video is discuss this. First, I'll do the summary, all thanks to Dragon Ball Redux, or The Devil's Corpse from Kazenshu. Big shout out to you for the translations. I'm going to read the summary that they posted on the Kazenshu forum, and then Danny and I will discuss what we as the Dragon Ball fans like better, and this includes you guys as well. So after you're done with the summary, or you already know what the summary is, feel free to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, or what you guys like better, the anime or the manga, and don't forget to say why. Please say why. Don't just say, oh, I like the anime, and that's it. It's fun to see what it is that people liked about the changes. But without further ado, Danny, shall I start reading the summary? All right. So, again, big shout out to the Devil's Corpse or Dragon Ball Redux. If you want to follow him on Twitter, I will link it in the description below. Part 1 says, Goku does indeed use Super Saiyan God in the manga version. Goten calls it Super Saiyan Red, but Trunks corrects him for being dumb and tells him it's Super Saiyan God. So they seem to be making fun of themselves. Which I like this part because when I saw Super Saiyan Red at first, I thought, oh no, not this, not the rainbows. But they were actually just making fun of how Super Saiyan Blue kind of sounds silly. So it is still called Super Saiyan God, to those who are wondering. Goku has the ability to transform and make himself stronger than Hit, but his time skip is troublesome, so he conserves throughout the battle about transforming only to the stage he needs at the time. So it's revealed in the manga, which we all kind of assumed Goku had mastered, that despite him being so powerful and being awesome with Super Saiyan, it's still very draining on his body. Super Saiyan drains, Super Saiyan God drains, and Super Saiyan Blue drains, so we'll get to that as we read the summary even more. Goku in Super Saiyan God is said to be stronger than Vegeta and Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan Blue, while fighting Hit. And Goku can utilize the latter transformation to grow even stronger. Feels like karma for the anime bullshit of having Vegeta skip Super Saiyan God. Now, let me clarify that. The reason why he is stronger than Vegeta when he fought Hit is because, according to what's also in this translation, as well as in this manga chapter, every time you use a Super Saiyan Blue transformation, it drains your body significantly. In Vegeta's case, because he wanted to show off to Kabe and show him what Super Saiyan Blue looks like, it drops his max power to about 10%. Meaning, when he fought against Hit, he literally had 10% of his power that he could tap into, which is why he lost so fast. So theoretically, because Goku had Super Saiyan God, the red version, when he transformed, he was still stronger just because he was in tip-top shape, essentially. So that reveals to us that, you know, Goku and Vegeta still have a long way to go, but then again, we don't know how different this source canon is compared to the anime, because remember, this manga version is just an adaptation to Toriyama's story. Like, Toyotarou works with Toriyama and then creates basically his own version of what's in the blueprint, essentially. So I don't know, take it as canon or not canon, I don't really know, but let's just keep reading. Part 2. Hit doesn't use ki/stamina to perform his time skip. He can use it indefinitely without weakening himself, but can't use it when drained, as he states that he might only be able to handle one more time skip at full power before it runs out. Goku is stronger than Hit in terms of pure power with just Super Saiyan, but he uses too much stamina to keep up in that form and then goes Super Saiyan God, which is really, really cool. You guys remember, in the anime, he used Super Saiyan Blue with Kaioken, which is a pretty badass mix. Which, by the way, the first question I'm going to ask you guys is, what did you guys like better? Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken or Super Saiyan God coming back and him using all the God forms in Hit? Let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section below. Hit can only fully time stop opponents for full 0.1 seconds if they're weakening him. The further they're above him, the less it lasts. So when Goku goes Super Saiyan God, he has trouble holding back the full time. Unlike the anime, where Hit has a set level of power at first, then later makes a huge gain to his power and improves time skip via growth, manga Hit is just hiding his true power at first and unleashing it to counter Super Saiyan God. Surprise, surprise. He says it's been long since he used it, that this may not even last a minute. My biggest issue with the anime is solved here. Goku doesn't ask for a tournament to be turned to a deathmatch. He realizes that being an assassin, Hit is restricted by the rules, so he then just exits the ring. So we don't even get the interaction of when they're called pawns from the looks of it, but I might be wrong because this isn't completely translated yet. Vegeta isn't significantly weaker than Goku after all. Transforming to Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan burns through a stamina a lot of power. You can't use it multiple times in a row, even in short bursts. Transforming to show for Kabe rendered him around 1/10 of his full power against Hit, which is what I already explained in the video. And then also says something about Zeno's assistant doesn't seem to use Araile's Baicha, at least not in a Korean version. That's something, I guess. I don't know. And of course, afterwards, we have Monaka face off against Hit. He does the same thing. He does his little windmill punches him, and then basically Hit lets himself laying outside the ring. And then we see the Dragon Balls get used. And then the wish is granted the same way it is in the anime. Now, I don't know what the actual translations were for that, but I assume that the same wish is asked for to bring back Earth in Champa's universe. But really the big difference here is instead of utilizing Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken and having this incredible back and forth fight, which to me was one of my most favorite fights in Dragon Ball Super, they do a completely different ending where it's Goku going Super Saiyan God, and then Super Saiyan Blue. And Super Saiyan God, to you guys who don't know, is my favorite transformation from the Super Saiyan forms that I've seen thus far in the series. And seeing that come back was exciting, but at the same time, it's just, I don't know. Danny, what do you think about the new ending?
So, it's a little of both, I guess. There's like mixed feelings. I like the anime. I think if I had to pick one, the manga or the anime, I'm gonna pick the anime. Because one, I like the fact that they brought back the Kaioken, because that's like taking it way back to the start of the series, which is awesome with the throwback. And it's just it's weird why, and I guess this kind of answers the question, like, can they actually transform into Super Saiyan God on their own without doing the ritual or whatever?
Like, can Vegeta do it too?
Right, like, can Vegeta even do that, which is weird. But the reason that I don't like it so much, if Super Saiyan Blue didn't exist, then I think I would like the manga better. But since Super Saiyan Blue exists, now it's just it would get a little ridiculous because there's like Super Saiyan regular with yellow hair, Super Saiyan God with red hair, and then there's Super Saiyan Blue with blue hair. And it's like these transformations, they just don't like make any sense. Like, I would almost prefer him to go Super Saiyan God with the red hair, and then the next step would be Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan or whatever, and he would still have red hair, I guess, instead of having the blue hair. Then that would be like cool. But like going from like yellow to red to blue, it's really weird, and I'm not sure why they decided to do that, because I thought the reason they switched it to blue was because you couldn't transform from like base to God.
Well, to be fair, they never fully explained how that works.
You're right, they didn't. But I'm just saying, like, it seemed like the reason that Super Saiyan Blue was a thing was because they couldn't just transform into Super Saiyan God anytime they wanted to. So this new form exists. It's really weird.
I'm going to just assume that what Goku did is when he infuses God Ki into his base form, he has the red hair, which theoretically means that Vegeta should be able to do it too, but I don't know, maybe we might see it in a future manga chapter. But the thing that bugs me the most about the manga as opposed to the anime is we just spent literally a good year and a half hyping up Super Saiyan Blue, and now when we finally get a chance to use it, because let's be real here, when he used it against Frieza, it was a very short fight, and we really didn't get the full pack, the full power of Super Saiyan Blue. This fight against Hit was the first time where Goku was able to utilize Super Saiyan Blue to his best extent. I mean, he even showed the ki control, how awesome it was, which allowed him to use the Kaioken with it. Like, it showed the power of Super Saiyan Blue, but now we get this fight against Hit, and Super Saiyan Blue is a big mystery. So, that's like my only problem with this manga chapter. Like, it was cool to see a alternate ending, to see a different story, and we don't know how much Toriyama was involved with this extra ending, whether or not this was an alternate ending that he came up with or Toyotarou came up with, we don't know, and we can't really assume. But I feel like the anime and the manga right now clash. They clash a lot, and that's going to cause a lot of confusion in the community. A lot of people are going to start their own arguments and debates, and that's just my one problem with it. And the other thing I want to mention is, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but from what the anime made it sound like, Super Saiyan Blue, Goku had a lot better control over it. Like, it's the perfect ki control, as he said in the series, which is why he was able to do Kaioken with it, which allowed him to gain that new power boost. But in the anime, or in the manga, excuse me, they make it seem like Super Saiyan Blue is still kind of hard to control, which is why they were only using the transformation sparingly. That's why Vegeta, when he showed off, he basically cut his chances to win the next match. And when Goku was transforming as his fighting kid, he was only using the power that he needed because he knew that had he used too much power, he would run out. But if it's perfect ki control and he has great control of it, doesn't that kind of clash with the anime and manga?
Yes. I don't know. It's like, it's really like, I'm trying to figure out like what what would compel them to do it this way? Especially since I feel like Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken went over so well that it's really weird to me that they would take this route instead of doing that. Like, I mean, I guess it's kind of cool to have an alternate fight. I don't understand. I don't understand the point of it, and I don't. The transformations, I don't know. For a while they were really cool, and when we were younger they were really cool, and it was like, but it seemed like they weren't happening so often. Like, it was like it took forever for Super Saiyan to even be a thing, and then it took another saga, and we get Super Saiyan 2, and then there's another saga, and we get Super Saiyan 3. Like, I don't know, and now it's like
we're in the rainbow zone.
There's the regular Super Saiyan, there's Super Saiyan God, there's Super Saiyan Blue, there's Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. There's, I don't know, it's like they're like busting out all these transformations like crazy, and like even in Dragon Ball Z, they actually spent time like in the time chamber trying to hone it in so that they can like perfect the Super Saiyan state so that it's more like practical and functional, and it doesn't drain their energy so much. And I think it would be cool to see that.
Which I felt was a retcon in his manga.
Yeah, like, because I don't know,
like they spent all this time like perfecting Super Saiyan, and now even using Super Saiyan in this fight against Hit, it drains Goku's stamina a lot. I mean, I know the power does drain. It's very draining. No matter how much mastery you have, it's still going to drain you ultimately. But I feel like they made it feel like it was more draining than it was in the past. So it's kind of retcon. But again, I feel like it was just supposed to be like, we're overthinking it, honestly, and this was just made as an alternate ending just because they want to keep the manga fresh and different and popular, as opposed to like, because you guys remember before Super, the manga was, when the manga was Head, everybody was reading that. Like, everyone was keeping up every single month, middle month, to see what was going to happen next. And then the second the anime caught up, the manga just kind of fell off. Like, I didn't even read the last chapter. I mean, I saw it. I saw the untranslated version. It was the same thing. But as far as being hyped for it, my hype fell apart completely. So at least this way, we can probably see more possible future stuff that's going to be different. I'm sure that the next manga chapter is going to go right into the trunk stuff, and we'll probably get some information in the next chapter ahead of the anime. Fingers crossed, we'll see. But for now, I don't know. I'm indifferent about it. If I have to choose one, I'm going to stick with Super Saiyan Kaioken Blue, because that was an awesome way to end that fight, and it was an incredible way to show off the potential for Super Saiyan Blue. But at the same time, I like Super Saiyan Red coming back. It's just, the only thing that bugs me is there's a lot of questions that have popped up because of this, and we'll have next zero answers in the future when it comes down to it.
Yeah, that's like my final thought on it is that if Super Saiyan Blue wasn't a thing, and it happened like it did in the manga, and instead of having Blue in there at all, he just goes Super Saiyan Red, or Super Saiyan God, sorry, gosh, Super Saiyan God, then that would be cool. But since that isn't the case and Super Saiyan Blue exists, then I would prefer it just be in the manga so that the transformations like line up or the anime. See, it's confusing. It's confused. Why did they do this? Why did they do this? I don't know. I picked the anime. I picked the anime.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us know your thoughts if you read the manga chapter. Again, I can't link it for legal purposes, but I can say it's out there, so if you look it up yourself, you'll find it easily. I don't know how long it'll take for a translated version to pop up, but Kenzetsu does have a summary. Again, all thanks to Dragon Ball Redux or the Devil's Corpse. So, again, if you want to follow the Devil's Corpse or Dragon Ball Redux, I will link the Twitter in the description below. Go over there and say thank you for the translations. And I guess let us know your thoughts on the alternate ending to the Hit versus Goku fight. Yay or nay? That's all. Anyways, if you're still hyped for Super, and if you cannot wait to see what's going to happen next in the Trunks arc, make sure you leave a like right below. And I guess any other feedback, questions, comments that we didn't discuss, feel free to share it in the comment section below as well. But other than that, you guys enjoy the rest of the day, and we'll see you guys in the next video.